Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys can hear and see. Hi Lyra, hi Jill, hi Paulo, hi Amy, hi Auntie Patience, hi 23, hi guys. I need to grab a couple of things. I thought for sure I had started. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's good, I need a pen, pencil, something, eraser. And I apologize in advance, I might be sniffling a little bit. Oh, can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Hello, Pens, Paint, and Whiskers. Hello. You can hear me. Oh, great. Yeah, I have a cold. So I apologize. I'll do my best. If I randomly mute the microphone, it's to blow my nose. So it's just sorry about that, but yeah. I don't know what else I could do. I'm gonna try it right away. Haha. I blew my nose and you didn't hear. Okay, so I have a bunch of things here. Tape, I have scraps of paper that I think is all Arche Cold Press. Sure looks like it. I have some little pre-cut swatches left over. And yeah, the scraps here are to maybe cut more swatches because I don't think I have enough. But yeah, I have the little guillotine cutter stuff. I have paint info, tissue. Yeah, I'm fortunate though. It was not that bad of a cold. It's just a little cold. That's the paints. How cute are these? They're so cute. And they came with a little swatch card, which is much appreciated too. Oh, I won't push myself too hard. I have cough drops. I have everything. It's a, like I said, it's a very minor cold. It's just it's just been a bit weird. Like it started as a throat ache, and then it kind of disappeared for a day or two, and then it came back as me sneezing a lot and blowing my nose, and now I'm coughing and sneezing and blowing my nose, but it's okay. I think the worst off is my nose, because the more you blow your nose, the more irritated it gets. So yeah. That set is so adorable. So it's Lime Art Supplies that I've talked about before. They're local to me, and the Yin is super duper nice, and she very kindly sent me this set of the Mijello Tourmaline colors. And what's special about these is that they're the, you know, granulating colors from Mijello, but they have like 56 colors. So I think that's really cool. I'm kind of excited to try them. And I will do so on those little swatches here. The only one that I might skip for now is the white, so that I can think of a better way to swatch white paint. And I would start with the yellow. I'm just trying to think how it will work. I think I will write the info in the back of the swatches for now. And because what I like to do is I like to, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. I will tape off clean borders. I like to do this because it is a great way to not worry about the paint when painting swatches. I know I have cutting mats somewhere. I know that I have X-Actos everywhere. It's the one tool that I have at least 3 of them accessible at all times in this one room. So yeah, the little swatches are not exactly 2x2. I think they were made from paper that was 9x12. So the way I split it up, it ended up being that the shorter side is 2 inches, but the longer side is 2 inches and a quarter. So that I would use up the whole sheet of paper and not have some like little strip left over. A potato pirate and pumpkin. Hi guys. Hello. Hello. That's 1. I'm gonna prepare what, 5 of them, paint them, prepare another 5, paint them. How do you feel about that? Does that sound good? Whenever I see a white watercolor pan tube in a watercolor set, I let it skip the most defeated side. I can, oh sorry. I can relate with that. I need to make a post office run, I'll be back. Oh, awesome, okay, sure. I hope it goes quickly at the post office. I have to go there quite regularly, and it's quite annoying when circumstances make it so that there's a lot of lengthy like situation that have to go before me. And most of the time when I go to the post office, it's just that I need to drop off some parcels that are already all packed, all labeled. They just need to scan them and that's it. So yeah. Sounds like a decent plan. Sounds really good. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Great. That's what I'm gonna do then. I meant to cut my nails, but I'm kind of glad I did not at the moment, because it makes preparing these a bit easier to have some sort of nail going. I know white watercolor is not everyone's cup of tea, but I see some... It really depends what you want to do with it. But yeah, I've reached a point where I can find more use for black paint than white paint. unless it's actually quite opaque. Excited to see these swatches. Also, who all is freaking out in the best way about the new Derwent drawing set? I'm curious to see the colors they've added, because I felt like they've always have had something quite unique going with the initial 24 colors. And I'm curious to see if these, they've added what, 50 colors? Something like that. So I'm kind of curious to see if they found a way to keep with their uniqueness, or if the new additions sort of just make this set like any other set out there. As much as I love coloring pencils, I need to make peace with the fact that they're really not for me. That's what I'm trying to do. During the members only live stream, I did I took out the acrylic inks and acrylic gouache to see if I could make something happen with those, and I ended up just being frustrated with them. And that's a great way to sort of get out of a mind space where you're stuck on an art supplies. I don't know if you guys get that, but I tend to get stuck on supplies. Like, I see someone get amazing result with something, and that's all I can think about. But in this case, I managed my obsession by just using what I had already, and I tried it out, and I realized that it was not super fun, in my opinion anyway. But I am eager to see the colors of the new Derwent drawing. Still haven't found my misplaced and plundered Derwent. Huh. I wonder where they would be. I've seen 3 different vids of folks swatching the new Derwent drawing set, and it looks great for portraits or nature work. Hey, still, Derwent, if you have some to spare, I'll take them. I'll do a video about it, no problem. My main issue, my only issue with coloring pencils is mostly the smudge factor. You kind of have to spray it if you want it to stay put. And that's something that's just, that I can't really do easily. I don't have a garage or, you know, a set space for that kind of stuff. So that's why I kind of don't really go for them much. If I could sort of spray coloring pencils in a way that is not dangerous, I would love to try them. I think the initial 24 color Derwent drawing set is one of my favorite, just because I really like the curated palette of all muted colors. I think it's so unique. But yeah, at the same time, I'm guessing some people were like, it's quite limited, and the Derwent was probably looking for a way to release something new. I mean, truly, I use it as concentrated as a gouache, but it feels like using a hammer as a nutcracker. Wait. Oh, white watercolor. Yeah. I watched a couple of swatching videos, and the colors are definitely more vibrant. Looks like they have similar shades to the light fast line, but still not overly intense. Oh, I'm curious for the set. I like nature colors. I wonder what will be the next sort of big trend in the art world that sort of mashes up components of social media and, you know, just being artsy craftsy. Alright, so 5 swatches prepped. I have no idea where I'll put them to dry. That's always a good concern, you know. I don't have that much space. Oil markers? Really? Are those like the Posca acrylic markers, but it's oil-based paint in them? I don't even know how you're supposed to use those. Okay, I need a brush. It would help to paint if I had a brush. And I like to use a really cheap brush. Interesting question. I wish Instagram weren't meta. So many artists on there, but I absolutely hate having... Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no good option for social media at the moment, I feel like. Our options are between absolutely awful and slightly less awful, you know? It's pretty limited. Instagram used to be good, but now it's sort of terrible. Twitter, I don't think I need to say anything more than just, you know, that. Blue Sky is being weird at the moment. Tumblr is a fossil, like a remnants of an age gone by. What else is there? Not much. There's TikTok, but it's weird. I'm old. I'm a bit too old for it, I think. In general, like. Oh, good decaf. I could probably figure it out, but it's just so... Like, you don't have a good option anywhere. Instagram is Meta, Facebook, Zuckerberg, yuck. TikTok, I don't know, they get a bad rep because they're owned by a Chinese company that may or may not be, you know, collecting your data or something. I think they all collect your data anyway. Tumblr is just, no one goes there anymore. It wasn't ideal, but when it was popular, at least you had like people going there. Oh, you were joking with the oil markers. Yeah. I can see why so many like acrylic markers, they're so much more forgiving than alcohol ones. Or at least I feel terminally unable to get anything. They're opaque. They're a bit more like if you had some sort of weird liquid gouache in a pen. And in that sense, yeah, they're a bit easier to use. I need another brush to wet my paper, but not one that is too big, I think. Yeah, this one should be a good size. I wonder if my brush is not too big. Are you too big? You're a bit big. Slightly smaller one. You know, companies like to do some gimmicky stuff, like the latest trend was apparently gouache markers, which is okay, but part of the charm is mixing colors. Yeah, but I feel like the people who would use acrylic or gouache markers, they would work perhaps with more of a stylized approach. I've seen a lot of people do challenges like 30 paintings in 30 days or whatever. Okay, so this one is Sunrise Yellow. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit. Okay, watch out, I'm gonna manually zoom in. I'll see if I need to refocus the... Where is the mouse? Where? Calvin goes. Oh, found it. Okay, well that's about as sharp as I can make it. Yuri, hey! Hello, hello! Twitter was my jam before Elon made it especially toxic, so I dropped off social media pretty much entirely. Logged back on last week to signal boost and I immediately fell. Oh yeah. They're all pretty bad. It's just... You try to find one that is less bad than the others, and even that is just super difficult. I'm being super messy with the water because yellow on yellow, it's going to be hard to see anything, so... Hey, Laurie, hi! It is a gorgeous yellow. I was just about to put some in my cart on Amazon, set of 12 for 50. There are 3 sets, seasons, 5 color, each set for 25. Should I? I can't say. I'm currently swatching them. Probably my putting aside an expectation of my art. I agree with you. But yeah, that's the only thing I've seen. Like, people trying to be very sort of influencer coded and like, oh, learning to paint in 30 days, 30 paintings, blah blah. And there's a few I've seen that I'm like, it's a bit weird and gimmicky to me. There's a few I've seen that were actually quite interesting, but I don't feel like that's something I could easily manage. That's a lot of work, and I wonder like just how much these were made in advance and not actually made day to day. Because I really doubt anyone has the day-to-day time to paint like a complex painting every single day for 30 days. This one is... Check out the name of that one. Gold, brown, yellow. What's next? Green, blue, chartreuse. Okay, this one is Rudbeckia Yellow. Okay, finished dinner, so now I can watch. What was for dinner, Paulo? Is it is it gold? Is it brown? Or is it yellow? The answer is yes. Pretty much. Reminds me of Pampas Green Yellow from Holbein. Yeah, that's fair. So far, I'm not seeing a lot of texture happening, but we'll see. Still beautiful colors, so not mad, just curious. It would be interesting to see a complete beginner start their art journey, but I agree it's very influencery. Oddly enough, I think one of the videos I saw about a beginner starting their art journey that was actually really interesting to watch for that perspective is the videos that PewDiePie made. And I know it's kind of odd, but at some point he decided that he wanted to learn how to draw, and he documented the process, and it's really interesting, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, that was not something I expected. I think they're probably the only videos I saw from that specific content creator. Oh yeah, I have the pigment info for these on this sheet too. Okay, I'll finish painting my 5 swatches and then I'll try to remember to go through the, like, all the info. When I want to paint but nothing detail, I just swatch rock thingies just to play with color but not commit. Yeah. Yeah, that PewDiePie. Yep. The one and only. I don't think there's more than one. There's no realistic way I'm meeting that goal and I really don't need any help filling. Aww. Come on. That's the thing though. I think that most of these challenges of like 30 paintings in 30 days, I would put money on the fact that they don't do it in real time. And it kind of sets a really difficult standard, because that's not disclosed. So you can really think that the person is painting like one thing every day and that you are not a real artist because you cannot manage that. But there's so many factors in, like the person that could be like their whole, the one thing they have to do each day, like they don't have work, they don't do anything else, they just paint. They could have done that, not necessarily one painting per day in advance, like they post them one per day, but they don't paint one per day. You know, there's so many factors. I feel like there's some of them that will possibly use AI image generation to get a reference of something to paint. This is tangerine orange. I have combated an art block recently with fantasy water lilies. Ooh, pretty. Now I'm gonna have to Google old and out of touch. Yeah, PewDiePie's journey was what came to mind. He did vlogs and just sketched on his free time. His progress was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not endorsing the dude or whatever, but just these specific videos about his artistic journey, they were really interesting because he really started from someone who doesn't draw, and he did it mostly traditional, like in a sketchbook and whatnot. So that was interesting, and his, like, all the difficulties he encountered, they're really relatable. And yeah, sometimes he would have only like 10 minutes per day to draw, but he still did it. And it's really interesting to see the progress because it's very visible. Speaking of trying new things, have you guys tried anything new lately? Or something new you would like to try? Ooh, good question. Isn't that just like Inktober or World of Watercolor Months? Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people that do these challenges, they do a lot of prep work beforehand, because otherwise it's just way too brutal. But since all you get to see as a watcher is one finished drawing or painting or whatever per day, it kind of gives the impression that the person did it all that day. And that might not be the case. And it's fine. I don't have any problem with that. It's just that it's a perspective that is not necessarily put forth, and that if you start like focusing too much on that aspect of it, it can be really detrimental. I recently started historical reenactment, and as part of that, I started learning how to do needle binding. What is that? Is that for book binding? What is that? I think the most honest one, just do catch-up days or everything in advance. Just depends. Yeah, exactly. I remember the hold on. I need decaf. I remember the early Inktober's and people were getting burned like left and right. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of perhaps try it once, and then if you want to do the challenge again, you're like, okay, I need to prepare somewhat. I cannot do everything in whatever free time I have every day of October. And it's still a really big challenge to paint 31 or to draw 31 drawings. Like, it's not because you do it with preparation and you have a few pieces prepared early that it takes away from that. Okay, am I gonna be in frame? Might be. There's a bit of a delay, so it's hard to see. Not quite in frame. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay, I'm gonna mute the microphone just a second. All right, I'm back. I started an art workshop where drawing humans is not allowed, and it's interesting. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Sometimes the people in TikTok that say they started art seems really disingenuous. Yeah, that's always a bit suspicious. I did World Watercolor Month through a YouTuber's own series, not the official prompts, and I definitely had to do it in bursts. But the practice did make me better, so there's that. Yeah. I think the one time I tried doing it, or when I did the Inktober or any kind of monthly challenge, and I realized I couldn't do it like every day either. I had to do a batch. Like, okay, I spend these 2 days and I work on 5 of them. Then I have a few days where I do everything else that I have to do, and then I prepare another batch, you know, that kind of stuff. Needle binding is a technique other than knitting or crochet where you loop the yarn around your thumb and make these little knots with it. And eventually you can get... Oh, that sounds really cool! I'll put some examples in the Discord. Oh, awesome! Okay, I ordered a set of 12 starters. We'll order this season later. I wish the box of 12 was a plastic box, like the 5-piece sets. Oh, interesting. Okay, so hold on, the colors. So we have, this one here is Sunrise Yellow. Doesn't look much like the swatch, but okay. It is supposed to be PY 154 and PBR 33, and I can see it. There's a really faint sort of grayish brownish granulation in there. It's hard to see, but it's there. The gold brown yellow is PY 150 and then also PBR 33. And yeah, that kind of makes sense for the color we have. So that's good. The Rudbeckia yellow, again PBR 33, which is a slightly warm, relatively light valued granulating brown. But yeah, it's PY 65, which is usually kind of a yellowish, reddish yellow. And that brown, and then the tangerine orange. PO 36 and PPK 27. I don't think I've seen PPK 27 anywhere else that I can remember of it anyway. And then the last one, this one, is Aurora Red. It is PB29, so ultramarine blue, and then PR 112, and you can kind of see the granulating ultramarine in there. Interesting. It's always more difficult with the yellow paints to get any kind of granulation showing because it's not the most intense value paint, so you don't get that contrast in the paint itself. Okay, let's do another batch of swatches. Me when I did my first Inktober, come on, it's just a black and white drawing. What could possibly go wrong? Narrator, in fact, everything that could go wrong did, in fact. That's pretty much it. The leaves are falling outside my window. Ah. PBK 27 is cobalt black. I don't know. They have it as a single pigment in the set, the last color. Granite, that stone black. I haven't really done any pigment research for these yet. I'm just swatching them for now. All right, let's bring back this. Iron Cobalt Chromite Black. Ooh, it's a mouthful. Just making sure that my swatches are on the right side. Okay, so that's gonna be... They also offer it as Cobalt Black on their regular line. Oh, okay. Good to know. With 3 elements, no idea what it is called. Cobalt black. Wait, yeah, iron, cobalt, and chromite. Do you want an apple strudel with that? Oh, speaking of apples, it's apple season. I kind of miss having easy access to kind of a farmer's market. Iron black is way more metal. I wonder if this one would react to having a magnet. like under the paper. You paint a really juicy swatch and then you put a magnet under the paper. And the pigment can react with the magnet in some cases. But yeah, when I was still living with my parents, there was a sort of farmer's market within a reasonable walking distance. And it was so much fun during the summer to go there and to get like fresh stuff, whether it's corn on the cob, any kind of veggies, some fruits, mostly berries and apples. And oh my gosh, the apples, like you can't do much better than this level of fresh apples. Why do you need to purchase a brand new notebook, Lyra? You could probably use one you already have. I did that experiment with iron magnets. With paint or just like iron and magnets? Oh, that rings a bell, yeah. I remember doing a lot of tossing a magnet around in the sand pit at the park. And picking up some, I don't know what it's called in English, but you can kind of pick up some like metallic dust. It will cling to the magnet. I don't know if it rusts. I hope not. I think there's a big chance it is magnetic. Just metal flakes. Alright, what's this one? This is... Liz! Hi! Hello, hello! Oh, flakes. I think we might have done it with, you know, like metal washers, like little bits and bobs that you would find in the hardware store. Great, now I want to use magnets and art to mess around. There's some Mars Black, I think, paints that will react with it. Ginger is the sort of specialist on this issue. And I forgot to purchase a notebook. You don't already have a notebook somewhere in there. Busy Bee, hello. Welcome. Oh, have you guys seen the people who fish with super large, well, fish. I mean, they don't actually pick up fish, but they go quote unquote fishing with those super oversized magnets, and they drag up all kinds of weird stuff. Papette, on va se faire du mieux? Ou tu viens juste manger? Je sais pas s'il lui reste des croquettes. What's up? Tourmaline, any specific set? I have this here. So I think it's the full range, but repackaged in small pans. PBK11 is magnetic in all brands. It wouldn't make sense, but I think there's still levels of magnetism. Like I remember Ginger saying that She's tried with quite a few of them, and they don't react to the same degree. But yeah, she would know better. Can see I've talked about their Went Drawing Pencil, my favorite brand. A lot of people are super excited for this release, and not that it's surprising in a bad way. It's just that hardly anyone ever talks about those particular pencils. I feel like we hear mostly about the like Caturdays Luminance or the Prismacolor or Derwent Lightfast. The Derwent Drawing, not a lot of people mention them, but they're lovely. I mean, one of paper and no, not. Oh, okay. I mean, it's always fun to shop for a notebook, so I don't think that's going to be a boring endeavor. I think you're going to have a great time. I've seen it on YouTube, that magnet fishing. It is super fascinating. Discarded firearms and bikes with... Yeah, they can drag up full... not motorbikes, but bicycles. Which is funny when you can find a channel that does it in the Netherlands, because yeah, they catch a lot of bikes in the canals. Oh, Sassy, hello. Fishing for missing evidence in criminal cases, what a way to spend it. I would personally love it. Yeah, I've seen them. I saw a bunch of guys online who were going abroad to fish with magnets, and they went to Amsterdam and thought they had something big every time, but it was just all bikes. Exactly. That's so funny. And then you see the machinery they use to like get to the bottom of the canals and just like grab a big clawful of old bikes and to bring it back up, and it's just so funny. There's like a bajillion bikes down there. Cracks me up. I'm just waiting for a listing of the new Daniel Smith. They've made a desert set. Does it have any new colors in it? I'm eyeing it very suspiciously. You read that tracks. I feel bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, all of these bikes. But yeah, then again, it's different here. Like, I don't think our relationship with bikes is the same as most people in the Netherlands. First of all, you guys can get good, affordable bikes. Over here, you can get a good bike, but it's not going to be affordable. It's going to cost you like $1,000. It's nice to see you, Sassy. I hope you're doing well. My boyfriend and I watched a docuseries of some German professional firefighters. Ah, interesting. I use Luminance and Derwent Lightfast a lot, but it will be wonderful to have more muted colors. I really hope they keep the muted theme going. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out on YouTube after, because there's quite a few people swatching the new colors apparently. Okay, so this is Rose Magenta. Last time they went diving, they found an e-scooter, a cup, a stuck bicycle, some change. On the main campus of my uni, when they did some renovations, they would find some unexploded, but oh jeez. So I guess you're in Europe somewhere. You wouldn't find these here anyway. I'm in Canada, so though, funnily enough, I don't know if it's still there. I hope it's still there. I don't know if it's maintained so that it stays there, but there's a few spots in the old Quebec part of Quebec City in Quebec, where you can still find I think there's two. There's one cannonball you can find stuck in a building, but you also have one that's stuck at the roots of a tree, I think, if I remember right. And those have been there for a really long time. They're just a big ball of metal, so nothing will happen with them, but yeah, that's about as much as, war leftovers as we get. A bunch of new sets, not new colors, but there's spring, summer, winter, and fall, architecture, desert. Maybe in the Netherlands it could happen too. How do so many bikes get to the sea? It's not the sea, it's the canals in the Netherlands. It's actually insane. Literally everyone that has cycled into a town that has a canal has a story that they lost their bike, and it's always either stolen or fell into the canal. I don't know why, but it sounds like a running gag, and it's so funny. I'm driving home on highway and enjoying the cloudless sky, even the colors of the leaves. Though, be careful. If you're driving and writing, that's not good. No bueno. I think last week they found one World War II bomb. Jeez. I studied in the wars. Yeah, you. I guess you would find bombs there. Sadly enough. Oh, not Japan, Hong Kong. Oh, that's even weirder. A cannonball in a building. Are you kidding me? No. It's stuck there. Or they falsely stuck it in there. But it's funny. It's still like a cannonball from, what, 400 years ago? That's something. That's what happens when your whole, country is young. Otto! Hey, hello! How are you doing? Okay, what is this one? Sunset Violet. Sassy eyes on the road. Yeah. Generally, I think cities do not remove bullets because it's a type of history. Yeah, and it's unless there's a risk of it falling down on someone's head or something. It won't explode. It's an inert thing. So finding of unexploded bomb. Yeah. I mean, France, England, Poland, Germany. I really like the fact that you can find all sorts of weird remnants on the Thames. the quote-unquote beaches of the Thames. Like, you can find a Lego octopus right next to a pin that was used to hold together garments before, like, buttons and zippers and whatnot became really common. How cool is that? And you can have, like, old Roman bottles and whatnot. Like, it's just fascinating. Over here, they usually find Roman remains and have to stop the build. Oh no. I am opposite summer's life. Oh no, I don't. You can have all the summer. I give it to you. There. Between bomb findings and archaeological studies, doing construction. I mean, wouldn't you say that the bombs are a bit of a, like, very very young archaeological finds? They're part of history. Yeah, the ruins are safer, of course. Oh no, emotional pumpkin. Est-ce dans sa boîte? Le fait genre.
Elle est toute mignonne.
Elle est toute belle.
Elle dépense pas.
Oh, quelle cute. Shiro is the cutest kitten in the world. No contest. I'm sorry, but you all lost. She's the cutest. Find our winter bathing. Ooh, bathing club. What is that? In the old town of Warsaw, you can find a bell that fell from the bell tower during some war. And ooh, oh man, can you guys imagine the weight of those bells? Like the weight, like the size of them, and they're all metal. Summer's life, sassy, blink twice if you're okay. Where I'm at in the southeastern US, it's stone arrowheads. Oh, that's so freaking cool, though. I used to love finding... dude, understandable. Oh, also speaking of archaeological finds, one YouTube treasure I recently stumbled across is Letters Live, which had one entry about someone who kept sending discoveries they made from their backyard. What kind of discoveries? To the Smithsonian. What are we talking about here? Bomb unexploded. So they were ignited and fell, but not exploded are too big risks. No, they have to be removed, but they're a bit of history as well, just dangerous history. A bit too recent, you know. A place where you go to the sauna and... oh, wow. They're visiting from Alaska. Whoa, that's gonna be a big difference in everything. Letters Live. I'll have to check that out. Oh, I need to blow my nose. Hold on. I almost fell off my chair. They sent what they called a hominid skull, and it was a this. Sorry. Were they serious? Oh, that's funny. I have a cold one. Hey, me too. High five. Hey, team cold. Where am I at? Okay, this one. What's the name of that one? Fantasy Violet. I think I need a way to track better which paint I'm at, because it's not that easy. I'm gonna use this little post-it tab. Okay. I once played pretend archaeologist with my brother, and we even borrowed a real metal detector. Once it beeped, we dug literally the whole day, only to find a tiny piece of metal pipe. Oh no. Or a, what, a pull tab? Wait, I missed a bit of chat and now I have no idea what's up. Oh no, did the nautical? Yeah, it kind of went away for a day or two and then came back. It's manageable, like it's just annoying, and sorry, I have to like blow my nose, and the worst is at night, really, because you're usually when sleeping, people are more horizontal than vertical. And gravity being what it is means that everything stays in your sinuses, which makes for a very weird, like, waking up moment where you feel like your whole face is like one big block of stuffiness. Oh, that sounds lovely, Antipatience. Antipatience is a Stark. Oh, this one is Aurora Violet. Can it come faster? If I have to endure 35 plus degrees for another month. Ugh, don't say that. Oh, okay. I'll say that my birthday is coming up, and if the temperature is higher than the number that's the day of my birthday, I'm not going to be happy. I don't say this often, but that's a pretty purple. Yeah, I agree. There's quite a few purple already, like 3 of them. And I have like 3 more. And I quite like the subtle granulation in them. These are not as dramatically like granulating as perhaps other brands we've seen, but it's still there and it's really interesting. It's more subtle. Oh, yeah, Amy, it's a good thing the one has a birth date higher than 31. Oh, man. I mean, the temperature still gets higher than that, but... I'm just bummed that fall is not a very long-lasting season here. It's quite short-lived. That's really beautiful purple. It's more like muted, it's more gray, but very nice. Oh, we have yet to hear Leaf Blower Man. Alright, so a quick recap of these 5 colors. Alright. So, these are the rose magenta for this one. 3 pigments. So we have PB28, which is usually kind of a cobalt blue, right? Then we have PR122, which is a transparent magenta color, and PV15, which is some sort of granulating violet color. Isn't that indigo? No, indigo is either natural blue 1 or something, and then it's PB66 when it's synthetic indigo. Then this one is Sunset Violet. This one is Ultramarine Blue and the PR122, so the transparent magenta color. This one is Fantasy Violet. So this one, again, we have the Cobalt color, PB28, Ultramarine, PB29, and PR122, again, the transparent magenta. This one is Aurora Violet. This one is just... This one, technically... Oh no, it's not the same color. Okay, sorry. This one is Ultramarine Blue and then PR112. Which, just like that, I can't bring it up to mind, but it's got to be some sort of red color. It's 35C, 95. Ugh. Here right now, I'm pretty sure the leaves falling are due to heat and drought, but these days, self-solution is key to survival. Oh! So I live here in Korea. Sorry, sometimes my brain is just completely unable to remember how you're supposed to say a word in English. And I've not seen them open stock yet. Oh, that's a bummer. But overall, I feel somehow that these are a little boring in general, though Somerset looks interesting. I'll have to check what's in each set, but yeah. I mean, so far they're pretty standard, I feel like. There's nothing in there that is sort of mind-blowing. But they're okay so far. I'm eager to see more of them. Perhaps like some future color is going to be a bit more striking. Where was I? So I said Aurora Violet, and then the last one here is Shadow Violet. And it is PR209 and PB36, which is usually some sort of cerulean blue. The middle purple. Yeah, this one is really nice. I really like how this one is separating too. has like some noticeable character. It might be a Naphthol red, the PR112. Boop, 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 and boop. That's dry, that's dry, it's not yet dry. Close enough. Pretty sure I can pile these up and they'll keep on drying. Alright. Time to prep more swatches. Whee! Naphthol Red ASD. Good, good guess, Pumpkin? I don't know if you were guessing, but yeah, you got it. Hey, Melissa. Hi. Hello, hello. I was guessing. Well, good guess. Yesterday I realized that past me in her wisdom had decided to reorder colors in the Lucas set I bought without. Oh no. So I spent hours trying to figure out which blues were. Aww. You know, you can, if you are ever in that situation, you can like post photos in the Discord and ask if people can help you figure it out. Just saying, just saying. If that's something you feel can help you, it's perfectly fine to ask about that in the Discord server. We'll do that next time. Yeah, we will. The collective brain might be able to help. It's like a hive mind, but better. More paint focused. So, listed a page on your site as a resource for Lucas watches, but it was sadly offline. Artist pigment. Oh, so I did contemplate asking the Discord and then got distracted. Yeah, relatable. It's such a it demands such a conscious effort to not be distracted all the time. Oh man, the number of times per day that I end up saying, okay, what was I trying to do? How did I end up here? So I love those trees so much. I lose them to Rockies. Yeah, that sounds lovely. I've discovered texture paste. Ooh, embossing powder is a lot of fun. It's so satisfying to watch it melt with the heat gun. But I guess because I had some duplicates, but it was really confusing. The Prussian blue in one set looked different visually in the pan, but painted the same. Oh, hey, that's curious. Oh no, the sets are on sale. About 25 USD. How many ml per like milliliters? Rather, how big are the tubes? Oh, have a good night, Liz. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great weekend. And you too, and me. Have a good night. I hope your cold resolves quickly. Same, there are so many interesting things and my brain catches on to all of them. Oh, 15 ml, that's good. Okay, that's a good price. $5 per 15 ml, that's unseen. For professional paints? In the 90s, we did our embossing over the stuff. A new definition of sprinkly toasts. How would you like some melted plastic on your toast today? Oh, sorry. I never knew about any of this stuff before. It's all new and shiny to me. Oh, that's a fun feeling. That's a great feeling. I haven't used embossing powder a lot, if ever, but I've watched it like videos of it melting up and it's so satisfying. Another thing that's equally satisfying is if you end up in the rabbit hole of people who oh, what's the word I'm looking for? They get some sort of broken down thing like a lamp, and they repair it and fix it and make it all better. Like if the thingy is all dinged and bunked up, they will straighten it up, and eventually most of those things, there's a pass in the process where they get re-enameled, and it's this it's the the real professional enamel that you spray as a powder and then you heat up and it melts, and oh, it's so satisfying to watch as well. It's kind of like the embossing powder, just on a much bigger scale. Speaking of distracted and Prussian blue, I have been playing with my new paints, and I meant to tell Otto that Roman Schmal PB27. Oh yeah, you have to share some photos of that stuff. You cannot say that and then not share photos. That's just mean. Clear embossing powder makes for a really fun resist. Yeah, you can get some really fun things going with that by using the clear embossing powder, like some stamp. And then when everything is all melted and dry, you can play with maybe some granulating paints, some shimmer paints. Just have fun with the colors over the stamped image, and it's gonna be perfectly clean. Like, it's gonna resist perfectly. So you don't have to worry about messing it up. You can just have fun with the paints all around the image. Does that make sense? And also, anti-patience, I love the idea of a D20 die. a D... a D20 die. So what is this one? A 12 Black Cherry Violet. I don't know why, but the names really crack me up. Oh, that's a really pretty, kind of warm, muted purple color. So, guys, question for you. In your native language, is there a clear distinction between purple and violet? There is in French. In French, purple is pourpre and violet is violet. And usually pourpre is more of a pink reddish color and violet is more of a blue color. But it also depends on who you ask. Sometimes people have a different perception of these colors. I love using... Yeah, I agree with you. It's such a good, like, moody, earthy, but rich color. Not one that I've ever known. I've always wondered what the differences is. It's very difficult. For me, purple is more pink. And violet is more blue. I mean, Japanese have like 100 words for each color. Wasn't there a thing, though, that in Japanese, there wasn't a name for one of the colors. I don't remember if it's green or blue. Brain not collaborating. Not really. People use it interchangeably, but funny thing is we don't use either. Huh. What do you use then? Same with Polish, but we stole them from France probably. Violet is a name for a type of purple here. But most people would just call it purple. So, Paars. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't speak Dutch. We have a Dutch friend that we speak to regularly, so I pick up like 2.5 words here and there. But that's it. Oh, we have Roxo, Purpura, and Violetta. So it's a mess. We do have Purpur, which depicts the bug color, and Lila, which basically depicts everything. Also Malva and Lilas. I mean, there's a bunch of variants, but I'm just curious about like purple and violet, because we have mauve, we have lila, lavande. You know, there's a bunch of descriptive words for colors, but I feel like sometimes there's a weird thing where, okay, let's just say an example. So, the French, they like to use marron as a color. And the closest I would get to describe it would be brown. But here in Canadian French, we don't really use marron as a color name. We will use brown. And you know, this kind of stuff, and sometimes you ask people like, oh, is this violet or purple, and they say the one you didn't expect, and all this kind of stuff where it's just peculiar. However, we say blue light at the green traffic lights, which is obviously that's unique. Why though? I always think of purple, warmer, violet, cooler. Yeah, same. But I'm not sure that's not something I didn't make up on my own. No, I agree with you. Oh, great pronunciation. Oh man, I lucked out. Oh man. Oh, turquoise and teal. Oh, that's one I kind of need to look into. I never really thought about it. I don't know why though, because I always feel like I end up having to talk about these colors. Turquoise and teal. And do you put aqua in that mess as well? I went down an endurable rabbit hole a few months ago trying to learn the traditional Japanese color names and got confused very quickly. Oh no. Okay, this one is Fug Violet. Though if you ever stumble upon a violet fog, I don't know. I might recommend not going in that direction. I don't feel like fog should be violet. It's basically just a violetish gray. In Spanish, we have purpura, purple, which is the bluish, violeta, violet, the pinkish, and morado, which is umbrella for anything between magenta and lavender. That's interesting. Huh. In Korean, colors are emotional. If the color is bright or good, then they use the word with bright vowels, and if color is dark or bad, it uses dark. Oh, that's really interesting. So there's a lot of context here that plays into the color. Huh. Morado being the common folk, because if you mention purple or violet, people think you're being pretentious or an artist. You don't have, you cannot be just precise. Oh my god, I thought this, but also thought I was crazy. But Google confirmed. In English, the difference is that violet is a spectral color, while purple is a composite color. Ooh, oh, that's cool. But the thing is you can get violet from a composite mix too. Do you guys use petrol for a dark teal color? I've seen it in English a lot. I don't think I've ever seen it in French. Unless it's poisonous. Any buffery? What's that? What's that? Seems like we were thinking about evil fog. Oh man, don't get me started on aqua versus turquoise versus teal. I thought you were saying No, it's not. It's pretty. It's a very pretty gray purple kind of color. It's different things because spectral colors are not pigment colors. We do have something due to importing the term pink. All pink colors were called rosa. Oh, interesting. Teal, turquoise, aqua, and mint. The mint is definitely the odd one out. It's, first of all, why is this tint named mint? Mint is bright green. I don't know where they picked up that the muted like white plus green would be mint, but what? The next one is Aurora Pink, and funnily enough, it doesn't look pink at all. I mean, does Mijello, do you need help with naming your colors? Like, there is pink in there, I think, but the color is dominantly like bluish. True, but we were talking the linguistic differences. It really doesn't apply to pigments, but then neither do painting. That's indigo teal. It's a foggy lavender. What messes with my mind the most is that everyone might see these colors. That's the thing, though, but I agree with you. That's a thought that I've had too, but it's also fascinating that, let's say you color blue, and if I saw the way you perceive that blue, for me it would be green. That doesn't change anything, ultimately. Finally made it to my side quest destination, Adele's Lemonade. What's special about it? Maybe it makes, possibly, very, very possible, but that's definitely more of a blue than a pink, I'll say. Which also reminds me of all the foods that are a color and they have another color. Red onion, that's clearly pink or purple. Blueberry, that's at best indigo, and at worst black. I understand why they call it blueberry though. Because if you see blueberries on the bush, they are actually more blue because they have this kind of whitish coating on them that makes them appear more blue than the one we usually find in the grocery stores or frozen. Frozen, that's just no longer visible. It just looks like really, really dark indigo color. But blueberries on a blueberry bush, they're often very bluish. So that makes sense, you know, in a way. Yeah, one of the things I found most confusing as I've gotten into paints and pigments is trying to reconcile what I was used to as a layperson to what colors are named. Great example is lavender. Yeah, I feel like the lavender paint is if you took the color of actual lavender but added white into it. You know. My favorite color is teal because I love the confusion whether it is green or blue, and the color is untranslatable to Polish. The closest word is using a specific duck name. The duck is... Oh, I think we have something similar, like mallard. Honestly, if they named one bad violet, I'm probably buying it. Which for lay people is a pastel purple, but which plant is in actuality, yeah, it's like a tint. No, I suppose it doesn't, but it does remind me how everyone could see and experience everything differently. Yeah. I mean, I fully agree with that. I've had that thought too, because as a kid, I was talking to someone who had a I don't know what's the word for this kind of stuff, but like like someone who would be daltonian, like who would not be able to perceive what green and red are anyway. And it was a friend of one of my mom's friend that was almost like an aunt to me, and she was babysitting me while my mother was giving birth to my brother. And we went to see The Little Mermaid, and we went with that aunt and one of her friend, or perhaps it was a boyfriend. I was a kid, I didn't know. And the guy had one of those like color perception situation going. And I remember being completely mind blown as a kid. And I think that's what sparked the thought of, well, perhaps what I perceive as red would be, it would be red for someone else too, because that's the name we universally give to this color. But if I saw their red through my eyes, I would be like, oh, that's my green, you know. That one is peacock blue. It's very pretty. Interesting topic in language histories about colors have been recognized by early population, and there was something that some languages consider water sea as black. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. It's so stupid that it resets to the least useful setting. Seriously, who uses Top Chat? What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. There he goes, Leaf Blower Man. It's not a stream if we don't get some Leaf Blower Man feature, isn't it? What an idiot. Today I learned about Top Chat versus Live Chat. Oh no. You're gonna find that chat makes a whole lot more sense now if you had been using it set to Top Chat and now you're switching to Live Chat for quote unquote the first time. I don't know why all social interaction thingies out there are so adamant about giving you things in a not chronological order. Like, what's to be gained from that? An idiot. Hey, Busy Bee, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a good night and a great weekend. And thanks again. Okay, let's go through these 5 colors. At this point, I don't understand how people have the patience to use YouTube on mobile. It's so clunky and annoying to use, and it's so full of ads. That's the part that kind of blows my mind when I have to use it on my phone as opposed to when I use it on my computer. And I mean, I know I have ads in my video, so I apologize for that. But yeah, like if you use a workaround, I'm fine with it too. Okay, the colors. So we stopped 12. Okay, so this one is the Black Cherry Violet. It is, sorry. Again, the transparent magenta, PR122, but this time it is mixed with cobalt green dark, PG26. Oh man, I was so angry when Instagram changed to not chronological ordering. Seriously, It's like, no one asked for that. Who cares? Like, and they all do that. Instagram, any kind, like Twitter, any kind of feed, they try to have it by default on the setting that makes no sense, where everything is out of order, and it's like, oh, but we decided that we would set them in order of more interesting to less, and you're like, how are you supposed to tell that? That's for me to tell. I usually don't mind ads on YouTube. I kind of leave them be, but they've been getting, yeah. I kind of hate when they come up with the, like, a 3 minute ads, a 3 minutes ad. You're like, seriously? Since when? Instagram is also one that I cannot use on my phone. I have to use it on my browser because I have a lot of helpful plugins on there, and it makes it usable. Are these Mijello Mission Gold? They're Tourmaline. They're the Tourmaline. They're like the granulating range that Mijello has put out. Okay, so where was I? Okay, this one. This is the Fog Violet. It is PV15, which is usually some sort of ultramarine violet kind of color, granulating violet color, and that PBK27. So that's why it's so dark. It's the cobalt, the iron cobalt chromite black. Then we have the Aurora Pink. It's, funnily enough, it's more pink when it dries. Still not pink. It's, you know, it's a bit like Misty Morning in the kind of color it is, but at least it's the tiny bit more pink. It's Cobalt Blue, PB28, and the Transparent Magenta again, PR122. How many have we seen so far with it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For like, what, 15 colors? That's a third of them. Which is bad for me since all the ad trackers know about my art supply. Oh no. I mean, I kind of think it would be useful to have a top chat function, but mostly for big streamers. But even then, like, it's... How does it decide what is a top comment versus not? When Instagram took away the option to see search results with new posts. Wait. I didn't know that was a thing. Nobody needed me. Oh man, and the Etcher sketchbooks, they're not cheap. Instagram is either full of ads or full of slop. Yeah. I only go on Instagram when someone sends me a video, but I try to not even look at, because the app just feels like, yeah, it's so, like, you get it keeps bombarding you. Most of the time that I open the Instagram app, I immediately forget why I was opening it. They always throw something in my face that I'm like, and the you know, the brain sort of follows the thread, and then I'm like, oh, I see the YouTube censor is overactive again. They wanted to block Palo asking, block them to death. What the heck? I'm getting annoyed at every platform trying, turning into TikTok, but worse. Not that TikTok is any kind of a good standard anyway. Oh, have a good night, Yuri. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was nice to see you. I hope you have a good night and good sleep. I should have said that on live. Sorry. Plug them to unalive. This is ridiculous. Oh, I hate it so much. Okay. Okay. Oh. this beautiful blue is the peacock blue. It is a mix of a phthalo blue-green shade, PB15 column 3, and the PBR33. So that granulating brown. I think that's a really interesting mix. I really love it. And then the last one here is supposed to be azure blue. And it's cobalt blue, PB28, and the brown again. It's interesting because it's so different. YouTube Mobile is getting so insane with the ads. They pop up everywhere. Constantly batting them away. There's the in-video ones, 2 different kinds that just sit on top of it. Oh, yeah, the app is unmaneuverable. If you so much as just like accidentally touch anything on the screen, it's gonna pop up a video or an ad or both. And you're like, I was just trying to hold my phone in my hand because I have like these tiny hands and the phones are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My boyfriend would get so mad because he'd be like, you watched the vid I sent? I'm like, oh, whoops, I clicked the link but got distracted because it didn't bring me. Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly the feeling I feel. Like I open it and of course my feed on Instagram is like 98% cats. So I open it up and like let's say my intention was to message Otto. I open Instagram and I immediately see a cat. And I click on the cat and then I see another cat and I click on the cat and then I close the app because I'm like, oh, this is not what I'm supposed to do. And then I was like, oh, wait, why did I boot it? Oh yeah, I meant to write Otto, so I boot it again and sometimes the same thing happens like right away. Ah! Oh man, I'm pooped. Azure is another confusing color name. I've seen so many different colors called Azure that, yeah, that's a weird one because I feel like at least Azure as a descriptive is kind of clear. Like it's in relation to the color of the sky, the blue sky. So, but yeah, you have all these. What was this one? Azure blue. Are you saying like blue? Oh, speaking of chat settings, suddenly Ev was reading stuff I can't see, and I just found out the setting, and it was, oh, dude, yeah, if you refresh the page, if you pop out the chat, if you do anything to change the layout, it's gonna reset to top chat. It's a great feature, YouTube, good. I'm glad you paid someone for that. I do that all the time, Ev. Oh, well, I'm glad it's not just me. I mean, I knew it wasn't just me, but to know that the person I'm trying to message is experiencing the same thing kind of makes it a bit easier. Instantaneous memory up. Yeah. My phone's not getting bigger. My Procast is still rocking. Samsung S. I had a Samsung S5 for a really long time, and then I got an iPhone secondhand from a friend. And it is significantly bigger, but also I have really small hands, so that's just, I mean, even a regular size phone is kind of difficult. Like, I don't know how people manage to type with their thumb all over the screen. I can't do it. Oh, gotta tell Ev something. Open Instagram. Oh, pretty Liberty fabrics. Oh, cute cats. Cutesy. Basically. And then you're like, oh no, I'm wasting my time. I need to do this or that. And you close it up. And you forget why it was open. It's like when people say chai tea. Yeah, what is it? There's chai tea. There's like something like matcha tea as well. Naan bread. They make a joke of it in the second Spider-Verse movie. It's a good joke. I liked it. On the way, but I didn't change anything. I'm just sitting here in my car. Oh, that's silly. No one wants to use top chat. it's useless if you're trying to keep up with a chat because it's not in order. It's whatever. How are you supposed to keep up with chat using Top Chat? It's actually my second one too. Battery's well on last one, and no way do I want a freaking S20. They phase these out so quickly. I was speaking of like programmed obsolescence and whatnot. So recently we got a message, both Mr. E and I, and the message was basically saying like, oh, the whole cell phone network over Canada is upgrading, like all of it, regardless of the company you use for your phone, whatever. Like it's upgrading to, I don't know what, 5G, something stupid. And you had to call a number to get the info. Whereas if your phone could keep up with the upgrade, or if it was quote unquote too old to keep up with it, and it was so annoying because I mean my phone was okay, but Mr. E's phone was not okay with it. But just here in Canada, because I think there were other places in the world where the same phone on a similar level network was fine, and it's just like, what the heck? What, the landfills are not full enough? The sea is not full of trash enough? What's the goal here? Oh, at least defaulted to all chats for the mods. Yeah, seriously. Yes, you're right. Me realizing all this time I've been using the Top Chat configure. You're gonna find it perhaps easier to follow now. Valerie, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, if it refreshes, if it, like, let's say you use on a tablet or a phone and you rotate the phone so it changes orientation, I think that might reset it to Top Chat. It's always like every opportunity to switch it to Top Chat. If you look at it askance, it's gonna switch to Top Chat. Like there's no way to do anything with it. Oh no, I'm getting the sniffles. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna mute the mic for a second. All right, I'm back. See, I used the at and it still didn't highlight them. I don't understand why at this point you can just make basic configuration to prevent this. When it's easy. I mean, it's not like they do anything for the sake of the users. Every decision is motivated by making more money out of whatever. So they're like, oh, you want less ads, then pay for premium. Oh, you want to be able to, I don't know, do stuff, pay for premium. And you're like, okay, how much is premium? Oh, about an arm and a leg. And you're like, okay, well, I'd like to keep my arms and my legs. So, I guess not. I was totally going to say that. I was trying to figure out a way to make chat easier for me to follow as the person streaming. And I couldn't find anything. Not even like a plugin, or if you're familiar with the streaming platforms, there is one that's named Twitch. And it's usually more for gaming content, but not used exclusively for that. But it's a big platform. And they have all sorts of tools and plugins and additional like software that you can use to make it easier for the person streaming to stream. Like you can use Chatterino, you can use there's one that handles like all the alerts, all the notification, all that stuff. And you don't really have that for YouTube per se. So the only way I could figure out how to improve, quote unquote, my chat is to pop out chat, so have it in a separate window, and then hit Control or Command plus until the text is like 6 times bigger. And then I have to remember about it when I'm done, because I have to reset that. Otherwise, the next time I'm going to boot up a window of that particular browser, everything is going to be like 600% bigger. And you're like, oh yeah, that's a classy solution. Very efficient. Very nice. The business equation in social network software feature decision. Oh yeah, it's the only thing that's important. You can't expect any kind of platform to stay good. It might start good, so it attracts people, but the more time passes, the more they'll start taking stupid decisions, with the only goal of having a better bottom line. And eventually you reach a point where the balance cannot be kept, so it shifts into making the platform more shitty for the sake of making more money. And everybody that uses the platform is unhappy with it, but the people are used to it, and they have like their followers. Let's say you're an artist and you built up a following on Instagram. You don't want to have to start over on another platform that will also become shitty in like 2 years, and then having to switch to a different one that might not even last for like 6 months. So it's just, you kind of have to make your peace with stuff being crappy. Icky understatement of the century. Seriously. We're not the customers, we're the product. The advertisers. Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? The investors. It's like Patreon. They really have to be careful, and it's a very tough balancing act, but it has changed so much from what it was when it started. And a big part of that is it has to keep making a profit. But the whole point of Patreon is not necessarily to make a profit as a company. It sounds like fun. Something capital. Basically. So yeah, so Patreon keeps trying to push ways on the creators that make the platform a thing. They keep trying to push changes onto you and to tweak things out, and it's always stuff you didn't ask for, and you're like, it doesn't help anyone. No matter how much you say it is a helpful tool for me as a creator, it's not. It's just something that I have to put more time into, to set it up, and then ultimately to get nothing out of it. So yeah. I think I'm gonna end this here. I am gonna go drink a bunch of water and get some throat lozenges. And swatched about 1/4 of this whole set. So I will possibly do that in my off time if I want to make a video on these possibly, or I can keep them for a future live stream perhaps. I don't know if you guys have a preference. But yeah, so far they're really interesting. There's nothing like particularly mind-blowing about these, but I like them. There's quite a few of them that I would love to use in a painting, so. Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And, oh yeah, Etsy. Yikes. Corporations are good at one thing, bleeding a good product. The workforce involved. Yeah, absolutely. What a positive topic to end the stream on. Oh, that's awful, Pumpkin. That's so silly. Ugh. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Focus on the good things, focus on the fun things, and until next stream, you can see each other on the Discord, and I really hope you have a great weekend. And take care, you guys. See ya in the next one. Bye bye.